What's happening, Reject Nation? I am Greg. John, do your best Crosshairs impression.
I'm Crosshairs.
Very good. That's what the fans want. We're gonna watch The Bad Batch episode 3 today. Very excited to check it out. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, subscribe, click that notification bell. Check us out on Patreon. Over there, we got full-length watch-alongs where you sync up with the time code for The Bad Batch, and we have a whole bunch of other shows. We're at the same tier. You get the option for both reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. It's a good deal. And John, why don't you thank our editor for this one in your best any clone voice?
I'd like to thank Pratham Jindal for editing this video.
That's Wrecker for you. Starring Keanu Reeves
And Gene Hackman. It's my first thought.
Well, that doesn't look
Amiga.
comfortable for either of you.
We're fine.
Chow time.
Ah, finally! Hit me again!
Well, that's all for now. Rations are low.
Ah,
You can have mine.
Hey, Omega doesn't even have a place to sleep. You want to take her food too?
Yeah, definitely.
no thanks, you keep it.
Aw.
You have a heart.
Echo, lights cut out again. Thought you fixed it. Yeah, add it to the list. The ship got hit hard when we fled Seleucumar.
The shipwide diagnostic report indicated no critical systems were compromised.
The power capacitor's plugged. We need to land immediately.
I love the kinship that's forming between Wrecker and Omega.
Hold on! We're gonna die, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna be fine.
Is it over?
Survive your first roller coaster, kid.
I know, it's like that Disneyland ride.
Greetings, CT-9904.
Governor Tarkin, hope I'm not interrupting.
Right on schedule, Rampart.
He was the guy with the chain coats.
What is the status of Project War Mantle?
On schedule, sir. Our top recruits are here to begin their training under their new commander.
Oh no, yep, yeah, betcha.
Strong ruling government requires an increase in soldiers to maintain order throughout the galaxy.
Oh, they're building up to the stormtroopers.
Oh.
Got it. Replacements.
May I present our first elite squad. Top soldiers from across the galaxy.
A partnership such as this could have promise.
I believe it will strengthen the future of this burgeoning empire.
Recruitment. Whoa. A really great depth of field.
This is like that Empire Strikes Back scene
Careful, those capacitors hold massive charge.
when Han was, talking about guys.
I just need to secure it.
Who's Han?
What was that?
I'm a little busy at the moment.
Why don't you go check it out?
I'd at least whip your gun out, man.
That should do it. Take.
Ooh.
Look at this.
Well, those weren't there when we landed.
Good observation.
That's exactly why I brought you here.
Yes, does feel like aliens.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, remember when the Xenomorph did that?
Yeah, they love eating capacitors.
Now's not the time to get high.
The capacitor's in place, but other systems are now failing.
Something's causing damage to the exterior hull. You want to narrow that down?
Hunter just criticizes them.
That's what a good leader does.
What? What is it?
Some kind of creature. It ran off with the part.
Kid, now is no time for fantasies.
The creature is most likely an Ordo moon dragon, a species that feeds on raw energy. It was probably drawn to the capacitor's electric charge. Well, that would have been good to know beforehand. Wrecker, stay here. I'll go after the dragon and get our part back.
What's going on with his head?
His inhibitor chip has to be acting up or something.
No, that thing could be dangerous.
I'm part of the squad now too, right?
All right, kid. Just stay close.
Yep, stay close.
Conscripted recruits will never reach the same level of military proficiency. Our clones have been trained since their creation.
The loyalty of those who willingly enlist is what I see tremendous value in.
Fair.
Send the clone and your recruits to Onderon. I want Saw Gerrera's camp found and wiped out. Let's see if they can succeed where Clone Force 99 failed.
No. It's like I'm gonna be out of a job soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it. Phasing me out.
Selling my clones elsewhere. What else can we teach these things to do? It's dirt.
What are you doing?
Tracking.
Could I learn to track like you?
Well, it's an enhanced skill. Wrecker and Tech, we each have one.
And Crosshair, you shouldn't be angry at him. He can't help it.
I'm angry at myself. We don't leave our own behind.
Then we'll find a way to get him back. Somehow.
She's so hopeful. Crosshair's gonna kill her this episode.
Yeah.
No,
God.
he's not.
Dark.
Why would they put him in charge?
Problem.
If you all are so efficient, how come the Empire's scouting soldiers like us? Sounds to me like it's time for a change. Enjoy being commander. For now, we'll see how things shake out.
Oh, Crosshair, kick his ass.
Make an example of him? Is that one gonna turn out to be Fennec Shand?
Sir, just received the transmission from Gerrera.
All right, let's move out. Wait, a sensor's been triggered in Sector 2A. Alert the others.
Get our people on the shuttle, now!
Oh. Oh boy.
See it? Wait here.
That's a trap.
Oh no.
Come on, baby Yoda, levitate that thing.
Oh.
Ah.
Hunter, wake up! Wake up!
Oh shit.
Oh. Growing up fast.
You can do this.
Oh.
Oh damn.
God, this is a mess.
Oh!
Wow.
Where's Gerrera?
I don't know, but I wouldn't tell you if I did.
That was so brutal.
Cold, yeah.
Damn. Just like.
Then you're of no use to the Empire.
What are you doing? Guerrera's fighters are dead. These are civilians. We should bring them in.
Those weren't our orders.
Forget our orders. Ignore the clone. We signed up to be soldiers, not an execution squad.
You want to know why they put me in charge? It's because I'm willing to do what needs to be done.
Ooh, really?
Finish the mission.
No, oh, this is so sad.
DARK.
I do enjoy watching Crosshair, though. You know, he's got screen time. He's really, really cool to watch.
Got a lot of presence even under that mask.
Oh, duh. He give no shits anymore, man. Not at all.
There it is. Guess I got lucky.
Give the dragon your flashlight.
Omega.
It's Omega.
Omega? Just turn the light off, please. Thank you.
Exactly. It wants energy.
That is a great flashlight.
I'm coming!
That's Star Wars wonder.
Are you okay? What were you thinking going down there?
The mission was to retrieve the capacitor, wasn't it? I tracked the dragon.
I was following orders.
I got the part.
Guerrero was already gone, but the rest of his camp was dealt with.
Impressive. The clone commander's new squad has followed through, where his brethren did not.
Further proof that this initiative has potential.
Then I leave this project in your capable hands.
Oh my.
Admiral.
Thank you, sir.
If Rampart has his way, conscripted soldiers will make clones obsolete. I fear for the future of our operation. We must ensure our clones remain essential. If your experiment can yield a superior clone, it will secure our relationship with this empire.
Indominus Rex?
People are bored with normal clones.
Our survival hinges on it.
Oh, I kind of get the impression Crosshair misses them.
I bet he does.
Just a little bit,
Got a
right?
little tiny spark of emotion in there.
You crazy little psychopath, you kind of miss him.
Fight the chap.
He's compelling as hell to watch.
Systems are up and running.
Yeah, it took you long enough. Hey, kid, come with me. Cover your eyes. Check it out.
Did he make her a place to sleep?
Oh, is it like a little makeshift bunk?
Oh,
Ah,
Wrecker.
Builder.
Builder, your new name.
Constructor.
What do you think? I thought this place could feel more like a home.
Oh,
dude.
Yay. Yay. That's so sweet. Charge her rent.
Yeah, hold this over her head, always.
You're part of this squad now, too.
Aww.
Awesome. Great episode.
That was a really great episode.
Great episode.
Yeah.
That was great.
Woo!
I quite enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
It dawned on me when watching this one how, same way how I felt with Clone Wars, of when this show goes dark, so I mean 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 have been dark. The last one not really that dark. Same thing with Clone Wars. Whenever that show went dark, I way preferred it. And it just enhances a certain mature theme to it. Just it's a little more quality. It's more tense. And I loved how just like, it's a dark episode. Yet it felt still very wholesome, I would say. Like, Absolutely. It still had a very, like, family quality, especially the dynamics whenever you cut back to Wrecker and Omega, or even just Omega looking out for Hunter and her learning how to solve a problem without having to resort to using a weapon. That had this real wholesome quality, but then it also still plays heavily into the menace that is the overtaking of the Empire and just their growth that they are having. I appreciate that we're going to actually see the transition here from clones to stormtroopers, how we're really going to explore that, and it's like they're really setting that up with the Vice Admiral Rampart character, who seems like he's going to be one of the big baddies of this show. Like, we don't know Star Wars lore as well as we ought to, I know. So feel free to leave down your comments below. But with Vice Admiral Rampart and him talking about bringing in new people, that is the beginning process of recruiting humans and then training them. Did they state here why the clones are getting weaker? I didn't pick up on that. The strand of Django is not as strong in terms of duplication?
Yeah, I mean, that element I took as being sort of, we've been deriving all these clones from one genetic makeup all this time, so it's got to be degrading or dissipating or something like that. You know, I imagine you can't just produce infinite clones of all the same quality there. And then, too, this idea that a conscripted soldier, somebody who really cares to join your cause, is a more effective soldier overall, I thought was an interesting, like, theoretical counterweight to that. You know, you've got the physical circumstance of, like, okay, now we got to kick into whatever the next phase is and create our next super clone to physically secure our agreement here. But also, you know, the Empire is looking to find soldiers who are really about that cause. And that's like the dark thing, too, because now it's about conviction, not just about numbers and just about orders, you know?
I think I'm starting to get a better sense of what this show is setting out to explore in terms of, like, all these war themes you're dealing with. The Bad Batch seems to be the great core of it all, especially to have Crosshair as the character who follows orders blindly. They don't even call him by his name. They call him by his number. These are people who don't really have their own identity, but yet they're able to, they just conform. Whereas the Bad Batch, they have their freedom, but, you know, it's an even harder life to live, but you still get to form your own identity, you know, and then fighting for that and how in the end that's more worth it, how that's the better cause. Like, really exploring that, and it's like it's pretty mature themes to explore in this series. It's an animated show, you know, it's following the Clone Wars animation style. It's got the family friendly animation touch. However, you know, like, especially with the way they did the violence with murdering the rebels over on Onderon, like how they're building up Crosshair, he just feels like a full-on villain at this point. They go back to Onderon where they were in the first episode, where he went with the group, like his people, the Bad Batch, and he didn't agree with the way how his leader Hunter handled not executing the people or following through with orders. And he goes there, and just the way he wipes them out, like he just don't give two shits anymore. He's just doing what he has to do. He even kills one of the soldiers. It's compelling because you're like, man, this guy is evil now. He's ruthless. I actually would be kind of down for if there was like a part of him that was like, even if without the chip, he was just a little bit messed up. You know what I mean?
That is still with the cause of the newly burgeoning empire. Hey,
I don't think they're gonna do that, but I feel like it would be an interesting reveal.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I started to hone in on, or at least perhaps see unfolding in future episodes, is this idea where in the past couple, the setup of the show, it seemed like, oh damn, we're gonna have crosshairs on their tail this whole time, and it seems like that's going to be an element. But what I appreciated here is it seems like the plan for Crosshair appears bigger than that. It's not just that, oh, the B-plot's always going to be he's right behind him trying to get him. It's more they're building his role up within this new empire, and that makes the debate that much more difficult, and it also makes for a lot more interesting character conflicts, I feel like, with him, because, you get these little beats, like when they come back after his new team puts up the same kind of argument and the same fight against his allegiance to the orders, and it just goes a completely different different direction because he's in charge. And so when he comes back and looks at the wall and sees, all their notches that the Bad Batch made together, you can feel maybe that seed settling in of like, yeah, this is spiritually different in some way that isn't the right way or something.
This is the way.
It's a compelling way to develop him both as a character and as the, antagonist of this series, at least from a personal perspective,
Absolutely. I mean, you start off the episode with Wrecker and them saying like, yeah, we can't lie to ourselves. We miss Crosshair. Mm-hmm. And even when Omega and Hunter are out together looking for the energy thingamajig, how
the capacitor
bringing up Crosshair seems triggering to Hunter. Like he doesn't even want to acknowledge that she just brought him up. Mm-hmm. Like when they're talking about their special powers or the special enhancements that they have, and then you end it with Crosshair doing like something very evil, yet it has this moment where it seems like he does sort of miss them because they were his family essentially. And I love that. This feels very layered. It's very nuanced, which is something that this show needs to keep doing in order to stay relevant for the Star Wars community. It needs to stay gripping, and I feel like more people will eventually start latching onto this series with better word of mouth as it keeps going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like how they're building up Omega. They haven't really done too much yet. There's like these little things here and there that seem to possibly indicate some Force sensitivity, even with getting like that thing that belonged to Crosshair at the beginning of this episode. It was probably just a coincidental moment, but there's something also there about the way how she got it, or dealing with the monster at the end, the dragon. There are moments where like, okay, she could just be really clever and she's figuring it out, but I guess you're just trying to figure out like what's her special ability. Mm-hmm. Everyone's got this enhancement. What's her enhancement?
Yeah.
And is it that they made her Force sensitive when the people from Kamino were talking at the end about we need to get them back so we can make better clones? Are they talking about getting the Bad Batch back? That we just need one, and then you need just one of them? Are they trying to get Omega back so they can duplicate her? What is it about her that they haven't? But I appreciate that we're not going too much into that yet about what her enhancements are. Yeah. We're just focusing on her character and her relationship and how that's growing with the rest of the team and really making her feel part of the family. So eventually, when she is stripped away from them in some dramatic tension and stakes, it'll feel like, no, get her back.
Yeah, and it'll be a stronger growth overall, I think, too, this way. Because, I like that, in the first couple episodes, it does sort of feel like, oh, yeah, we got this plucky kid along with us, and she's gung-ho about everything. But especially here by episode 3, the rapport that's building between her and the crew. And, the way in which they're tapping into, it's such a dark episode in a lot of respects, the more wondrous and the more sort of awestruck potential of the universe, is sort of embodied through her in this episode. Mm-hmm. And so I like that they're able to still keep those tones touched upon, and then those almost then, to me at least, sort of bolster what I know is coming, at least in terms of there's going to be some big reveal about what her special trait is or her special ability or whatever. And I like that they're not seemingly rushing just to get to that. It seems like they're really taking time to do the character route instead of the we need this cool element route.
We're only episode 3 in. There's more episodes here than you would get in like the episodes are shorter, but you're gonna get more episodes than you would get in a season of Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
So I think in terms of character development and building that up, you could feel how there's like these little enhancements in terms of growth for the relationships, world building, plot, every single episode. Like they're not pushing or rushing through it. So I'm like only episode 3 in, and so far 2 out of 3 I've loved. Like I liked the last one, but the first and this one I really I loved quite a bit. Yeah. So man,
Hell
good episode. It's a damn good episode.
And some great atmospheres, some great just textures and visual aura.
And I really like the dynamic between the chemistry of Tech and Echo. Because they just their tension just seems to be building up more and more and more and more. Like they're just gonna throw down fists one day.
They're a great, odd couple right now. Especially.
And also, I did appreciate, like how you brought up Alien. It did like play into some like real menacing horror tones throughout too, which is always a nice addition for folks like us.
Yeah, you get your atmospheric horror, and then you get your character-centric horror.
Yeah,
exactly. And the horror of following orders, which is like a huge theme across the Star Wars galaxy. Is don't just follow those orders. Sometimes you question. Even the new stormtrooper recruits had the sense to be like, this doesn't seem right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're gonna see how they learn to really condition humans. But I believe my memory might be off here. I think they'd established in the original trilogy that they get them when they're kids still, and then they don't just recruit soldiers, and
they got to really raise you within the ideology.
Be better at their aim if that was the case.
Well, and I couldn't
like
help but
Rampart
think.
guy, like, you're way off, man. You have no idea how bad they're going to be at shooting.
I could not help but think the irony that they paired this group of recruits with the marksman of the Bad Batch, the guy with the best aim, is training what will soon become the force with the worst aim. Crosshair, do your job.
We'll see. Maybe it won't play out that way.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe it won't play out that way.
Maybe he'll train them to aim too good.
Because this episode still ended on, it looks like the clones are more viable right now. Like, we know it's not going to be the case. Eventually there won't be clones. But right now, at this point in time, we don't know how it's going to progress.
Yeah, they're safe for now.
Yeah. All I know is those Kamino people are going to be looking into getting a SPA government loan.
Yeah, it's going to take a while because they don't talk very fast.
You get that PPP loan, prove they paid their taxes and that they're self-employed.
Oh, yeah. They got all their write-offs in and stuff like that. Any tax breaks they can get.
All right, guys. Well, the Bad Batch episode 3, Replacements. What did you think about this? Did you know Jon Favreau, who directed, The Mandalorian and helmed that show, is also one of the stars of the movie The Replacements?
Oh, wow.
He's the aggressive tackler.
Dude, Jon Favreau.
Yeah,
he's an actor too.
It all ties in.
Wow. The Favreverse.
That's what this is. Restore the Favreverse.
Subscribe
to The Real Rejects. Leave your thoughts down below. Like the buttons. Click the bells. Do whatever you got to do to keep your shit together. Last but not least, hey, let's give a Colin Anderson. Colin, undoubtedly, this is without a doubt.
Undoubtedly.
There's one thing I cannot doubt.
Undoubtedly
cannot doubt the doubt.
It's undoubtedly undoubtable.
Is that Colin Anderson travels more than everyone else at our Patreon page. Certainly, he takes more trips in a year, visits more beautiful naturistic landscapes in a year than John and I do within a decade. And you know what? If there's one person at our Patreon, you know where I'm going with this, who has the capability of one day making it to space travel.
Oh, you're the Fast and the Furious.
It's him.
You're going to do it, Colin.
I could see you being the kind of guy who's like, let me hit up that Elon Musk so that way I could go into space. Experience it all. I know you, dude. I know you. You would love to do that.
Bring some moon rocks back.
You could have Star Wars space adventures, man. I could see you doing it.
Make the Kessel Run.
Do it.
Do it.
You're a good guy, Colin. I hate when you send me Instagram pics because I'm like, oh, it's cool. You're living the life I want. That's awesome. Thanks for reminding me how you're doing stuff I don't do. I don't even ask you. You just send me stuff. But I appreciate you being part of our Patreon.
Absolutely.
Send me all the pics you want.